Hi guys, very special day today. We are at Ferrari Malaysia to drive the new Roma. But before we get to the Roma, I just want to show you what it's like to be able to order your own Ferrari, because I personally consider it one of life's greatest blessings to be able to customize your own Ferrari. So I think it's an amazing experience. So take a look around. This is where the customer who's going to order this new Ferrari, this is where it comes into, and that is a TV screen over there where a digital impersonation of the car, digital rendering of the car that he's about to order. So the sales executive will sit down with you, and you can choose your color, you can choose every single thing about your Ferrari is customizable. Seriously, it's amazing. So let's start here. So this is just the range of the interior colors that you can have. So it's such amazing. I just wish I could tell you how amazing it is to be able to touch this also. So this is the carpet. You can even customize the carpeting you want in your Ferrari. Of course, different Ferraris that you order will probably have different limitations in what you can have, but there's so many things that you can customize. The variables are so amazing that there's almost nothing that you cannot have. Range, this is the leather. There's look at this color choices, guys. Look at this. Seriously, orange interior, Mandarino Antigua, antique Mandarin color. I understand some Italian. Been there many times. Mirror, fantastic, I tell you. This is stitching. You can even customize what color stitching you want. Woo! Then you can even choose what color Ferrari logo you want. This is probably going to be embossed in the headrest of the seat. That's amazing, I tell you. Anyway, my mind is blown. Then this over here are your brake caliper colors. So of course, if you choose ceramic brakes and such, traditionally you probably have yellow, or I'm guessing there's a red over here, but it's not displayed. So you could probably have it in any color, but seriously, you can even choose your brake caliper colors. And these are obviously the steering wheels. These are not the latest generation steering wheels. The latest generation steering wheels are all digital, almost all digital actually. I'll show you when we get into the Roma. But this is basically what you can do with your steering wheel, how you can have your steering wheel. Fantastic, I tell you. And this is the choice of exterior colors. I want my Ferrari Roma in white with a tan leather interior. Crazy. So, and then obviously these are the wheels. If you want to choose, check this out. This is in carbon fiber, right? So this is a paid option. You don't just get this for free, you know. Just because it's a Ferrari doesn't mean you get it for free. You pay for every single thing. And so this I'm guessing is a choice of unique colors. They're obviously not there just now. So there's a choice. I'm guessing there's a metallic because you can see the sparkly stuff over here. So I'm guessing this is a choice of special colors. This I'm guessing is the choice of interior colors again, or is it exterior? It's probably a special color. And then let's go here. This are the seats that you can have in your Ferrari. So this is your traditional all electronic seat, fully adjustable. This I'm guessing is more of a sport seat, because you can see it still has manual adjustment. This is also another type of sport seat. I'm thinking this is the Daytona, I can't remember. And this is obviously still manually adjusted. And this is another electronic seats. In fact, the rest are all electronic seats. And again, this is a choice of interior colors. This is what I mean that I want my, this is what I have my Ferrari in. Leather or this. White Roma with a tan leather interior, beautiful. Let's talk about the car. So I'm going to be driving the Ferrari Roma today. You can check out the full review on piston.my once it's up. I'll add a link to that somewhere in this video. But what a car! And this is Ferrari reigniting your classic passion for GT cars. You know, cars like the 550, the Daytona, even the 6-door Scagliati, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, this is a GT car. Some of the competitors for this would include like the Bentley Continental GT or the Aston Martin DB11. So it sits in the same league as this. So there are different variables when it comes to GT cars, right? There's a huge spectrum. And in that spectrum, the Bentley Continental GT sits in the more luxurious end. The Aston Martin will probably be in between sports and luxury. Where else the Ferrari is the definition of the GT car. It is luxurious, it is extremely sporty. Wow, what an engine as well. So it's amazing. So the design of the Ferrari Roma is obviously all new, right? You don't see anything like this. But at a glance, from this angle, it kind of reminds me of the Scagliati, the 612. So let's talk about the design first. So you can see it has a very protruding front nose. It's almost like a shark, like a great white shark with that beak in the front. It's not a beak, that nose. So this is obviously the grille, but the thing about the Ferrari Romas is the grille is in the same exterior color as the body color. So the grille is never going to be in a different color. There's a camera over here. There are sensors all around. And everything, the design is beautiful. And then it's broken by this square thing over here. What this does is, this is a radar. This is where you get things like lane watch assist, automatic cruise control, and such. So all that is done with this. It's managed by this, So let's now move to the side. This is the Ferrari shield. Okay, it's a paid option. Just because you buy a Ferrari doesn't mean you get this for free. This is a paid option over here. And I really like the way the door opens. Press this in. Ah, it's locked. Anyway, it was open earlier. So you press this in, and that's the way the door unlocks. And then you come behind here. This is actually a spoiler. It's to enhance aerodynamics of the car, right? But it's not like you can get the spoiler to come out at the press of a button. It doesn't work that way. So this is connected to the Menatino. So it depends on what the mode you are in. It will deploy the rev spoiler for better control. And the rear lights are beautiful. Everybody see the key? No? Key, guys. This is a very unusual Ferrari key. It almost looks like a USB stick. But this is a Ferrari key for the Roma. So this is a new generation of keys for the Ferrari. And this part is leather. This part is leather, and this part over here you can customize into any color you want. This is, I'm guessing this is the base color. So okay. So set up this is lighting over here. So yeah. Anyway, this is a electronic hatch, but you have to open it manually. So it's in classic GT sense, the engine of the Ferrari Roma is up front, right? It's not like the traditional sports Ferraris where the engine is mid-mounted. The engine in the Roma is in the classic GT sense where it's front mid-mounted. Actually, it sits right behind the front axle. So anyway, you get a massive boot over here. Actually, it's not that big. Ferraris are, the GT Ferraris actually have bigger boots than this. I doubt you can fit you could probably fit a golf bag because the seats are collapsible. You press this button over here. If you see, let's show them. You can press this button here, and it collapses the rear seats. So that is perfect for if you're picking somebody up at the airport, or if you're going golfing, or you just got a lot of stuff to carry. You could drive this to IKEA. And then this over here is the personalization specifications. Because you can have your Ferrari in anything you want. With anything you want in your Ferrari, everything is going to be listed over here. And this is not just a cheap plastic bit, yeah, it's actually embossed. You can feel it. Anyway, as you can see here, it comes with Apple CarPlay, ADAS full pack. ADAS is advanced driver assist systems, brake calipers in aluminium color, anti-stone chipping film, colored inner details, Cavallino stitch on headrest, sport tailpipes, and the works. It has everything, almost everything, even Michelin tires, anti-matrix LED active matrix LED headlights, high power hi-fi system. This is amazing, man. Passenger display. This is really cool. I'll show you this later. So yeah, and the camera is mounted here. So this is for the rear view, obviously, and super nice. These are the sports exhaust. I've seen this in black also, so maybe that's a different option. Let's check out the interior. Let me open the door for you. So, come inside. There are certain details I want to show you. The Ferrari Roma is it offers features that are first for Ferrari, such as this massive display over here. This is a big screen, and you don't have the traditional center placed RPM meter anymore. So everything is digitalized. Even the steering wheel is digitalized. This is what I was talking to you about earlier, as compared to the traditional steering wheels that you're seeing over there, where you get a lot of buttons. Over here, everything is digitized. So even the start-stop button, we are indoors, so I'm not going to press this button right now. Otherwise, I'm just going to poison everybody with carbon monoxide. So this is the Manatino. So this lets you choose which mode you want to be in. This, I'm guessing, is the traction control. A lot of controls over here. Very interesting though is this are your turn signals. So you don't have any toggles behind here. Everything is done through this. And obviously these are your shifter pedals. This is where the magic happens. So let me close this. Obviously memory seats. Everything is you can choose your memory from here. To open and close the door, you press this. And even at the side here is one huge touch panel over here. I think this is for your lights, your parking lights and such. And then this is where you get access to things like your radio, your GPS navigation, everything. Of course, this will also synchronize with this massive screen over here again. So whatever you choose over here, I'm guessing you will also be able to view your radio settings, your GPS settings on that screen over there. Check this out. Now this is really special. This is really unique. This is basically a Ferrari version of a throwback to how classic Ferraris of the 80s, 90s, and perhaps even the 70s used to be. This is what you call an open gate shifter. Obviously it's not an open gate right now because these are just buttons, right? So but back then in the 90s, this is how you used to shift gears. So back then it was one big stick looking aluminium stick over here, and you used to, you know, really muscle your way around. And yeah, then you get more storage space over here, 2 USB points. That's amazing. I think a lot of car makers can learn from Ferrari how to install 2 USB points in such a small space over here. Cup holder. There's a cup holder. Don't think you want to be spilling anything in a Ferrari. And you get a lot of, look at this. So there's a like a hand through over here. So it's brilliant, right? Such a nice thing. And there are seats that come with isofix mounts at the back, so you can actually plug in your child seat and make this a baby-friendly Ferrari, because why not? It already has isofix mounts, right? So fantastic. This is the NASA Italia display car, so it comes with this very nice velvety finishing over here. This is the passenger controls. So, alright. So this is what I mean. You can audio, and you can turn it off. And this is basically what I mean, that huge RPM meter over here, your tire pressure monitoring meter over here, the seat belt indicator, temperature, oil temperature, and press this to close, warm up mode. So then the GPS, you get macam things in here. And I really like the fact that even the passenger can be engaged in the driving experience of this car. In fact, this is something that I saw in the Ferrari FF as well, many years ago when I drove that. And this seat comes with ventilation. I can feel it in my back, and that's really a nice feature to have in a country like Malaysia, because it's so incredibly hot. 1 minute it's raining, 1 minute it's hot. Such a nice feature to have. Anyway, full leather up here. There's no fabric. It's beautiful. Oh, no vanity mirror. The girls are not gonna like this. Vanity mirror over here though. Check this out. This is also touchscreen, guys. Also touchscreen over here. It's touchscreen everything. Brilliant. Now though, let's go see where the magic happens. The engine. This is a 3.9 twin turbo V8 engine. Yes, I said that right. 3.9 liters. No massive 6 liter, no big V12, nothing. It's a traditional 3.9 V8. And this is the same engine that is in the Ferrari F8. Produces about 612 horsepower, 750 Newton meters of torque. I'm quite nervous today because it's raining and I'm going to have 600 horsepower and 750 Newton meters of torque under my right foot. But of course, being Ferrari, there's a lot of gadgetry, a lot of electronic gadgetry that can help me control that power, of course. Notice something, notice how far back the engine is actually placed. The engine is not placed very up front. It's actually right behind, or right above. Actually, it's placed right behind the front axle. This is to give it a very neutral feeling, and it's just to push the car down, plant the car down, and for the extra, for very nippy, sharp handling. Basically, that's to put it lightly. And I also love the fact that Ferrari doesn't bother to cover the engine bay at all. No plastic bits except for the front over here. So this is basically Ferrari's engine in all its glory. You touch that, it's a bit warm, but it's full metal. Chassis number 257439. I'm so excited to drive this car. So yeah, I'll be back with my driving impressions. Well, driving the Ferrari Roma is of course an occasion by itself, right? Driving any type of Ferrari is a very special thing. But
the Roma is just something very, very different. Of course, I mean, I've driven the F8s, I've driven the FFs, I've driven quite a few of them, but those are all sports-oriented cars. Where else the Roma though is a GT. The GT has a different purpose in its life. The GT is meant to be sporting yet comfortable. You know, of course, at the same time, it's incredibly sporty also. This does, after all, have about 612 horsepower. So when it goes, it really goes. And as I said earlier, it has 750 Newton meters of torque. So that's just, when it comes to performance, there's no doubt that this is still a proper sports Ferrari. But with the engine up front, the V8 up front, it creates a very different dynamics. It is also surprisingly comfortable, but it's also a little bit noisy in here because ultimately it's still, you get low profile tires, you get a little bit the suspension a little on the stiffer side. So there is no doubt at all that this is a proper sports Ferrari, but it does that GT thing really, really well, you know. And there are things about it that I really like. Of course, the driving dynamics of this thing, the handling of this thing, and the steering is pinpoint accurate. I can just place this car in a corner wherever I want it. It responds to the most minute of steering input, just like a proper sports Ferrari. Listen to this. That 8-speed gearbox is so fast, so smooth. So this is a sports Ferrari that just sort of does the GT thing. But make no mistake, this is something that you can still use on a day-to-day basis. I'm in traffic. It blends into traffic really well. Not because, I mean, a Ferrari is, as I said in another video, a Ferrari is, I mean, it is the rose among thorns, right? But I say that it blends into traffic because it is a surprisingly proportionate car. It's not a very big car. It's not wide like the F12 or the FF or the Lusso or even the F8. The F8 is still a very wide car. I'm not quite sure of how much wider it is. I mean, if it's narrower or wider. I don't have the comparison in my head right now, but it feels small around you. It feels like it will blend into traffic, like the F12 or the FF, because they're so wide. So you're always very conscious of your surroundings. But not in the Roma though. The Roma is very everyday. It's very go to the market. It's everyday go to the office kind of thing. So in that sense, it's a very usable Ferrari. And I like that. I really like that. I like the fact that it's so usable. And I think the word over here is friendly, because it's a very, very easy car to drive. It's a very friendly car to drive. It's not the type that will bite you. It won't punish you if you accidentally tap on the accelerator. But make no mistake, yeah, it responds really quick. So every millimeter of the throttle gives you some sort of response from the engine and the gearbox, and that's fantastic. That is typically Ferrari. And this handling, I'm going to say it again because it's so nice. Every single input on the steering wheel is immediately picked up by the front wheels. So I really appreciate that. But all in all, so back to my point earlier about being usable. Ferrari has engineered electronic safety nets into the Roma. So you get things like ADAS, Advanced Driver Aid System. You get things like, of course, traction control, electronic brake force distribution. You get the works. So these are things that work underneath you to save you. Should your right foot do something that you didn't intend to? And that's what a usable Ferrari is all about. That's what a practical Ferrari is all about. And yeah, I really appreciate that about this Ferrari. So again, make no mistake, this is still, after all, a proper Ferrari, and I love it for that. This is the Ferrari Roma. I'll bring you more such reviews. If you like what you see here today, do consider subscribing. Thank you.